Good morning, guys. So last session we had started a collection framework, right? Guys, please revise we already done with one part in the collection framework. Okay. So collection framework, basically the collection framework we had done with the what does it mean by collection. Okay, so we done the discussion with the three variations. In the first variation is with respect to variables. Second variation is with respect to arrays. Second variation is with respect to collections. Okay, third variation is with respect to collections, right? Okay, generally collections basically like some we have some drawbacks in the arrays. So to overcome those arrays, I would say disadvantages, JDK people has introduced the collections. If anyone they will ask like what is collection meaning, at the time you can tell this is the advance of arrays. So we have some drawbacks in the arrays. The drawback is the size is fixed. Like whatever the if you declare with the size, the size is fixed, right? Okay. So to overcome the drawback, JDK people has introduced the collection topic. So after that, basically, I would say array is the color. If you see here, array is a collection of fixed number of homogeneous data type, or an array represents group of elements, same data type. And the main advantage of array is we can represent huge number of elements by using the single variable. So readability of the code is improved. Readability of the code is improved. We have some limitations. The limitations are this one. Like arrays are fixed in size, that is the one we create an array. There is no change of increasing or decreasing the size of array based on our requirement. Hence, the use array concept we must know the size of advance, which may not possibility every time. This is clear, guys. Like the the size is fixed, so all the times the size is not possible to identify like how much the space is required. And so in the last session we done the discussion with some example like institute classroom. So we don't know exact time how many members will be joined in the next batch. So if I think like 100 members will join, so based on that I will take the room, I will purchase the in projector, everything. Then instead of 100 they will be joined only 10 members, so my money will be wasted. So everything will be wasted, right? Everything will be wasted. So due to that, so that is the very drawback in case of arrays. So how to overcome that drawback? So that's why JDK people has introduced the collection. This is the growable in size. So based on the size, it will be increase, and based on the size, it will be decrease. It will be decrease. Okay. These are the some examples. And one more thing also, what is the difference between the array and collection? Okay, the first one is the in arrays, the size is fixed. The size is fixed. Okay, in case of collections, collections are growable in nature. Collections are growable in nature. Okay, next, second thing is with respect to memory, arrays are recommended to use. Arrays are recommended to use. With respect to memory, collections are recommended to use. Collections are not recommended to use actually. No, no. This is the not recommended to use. This is the recommended to use. Okay. Third point is with respect to performance, arrays are recommended to use. Arrays are recommended to use. And in case of here, With respect to performance, collections are not recommended to use. I will show you why arrays are recommended and this is not recommended because arrays, all the objects will be stored based on the index positions. Whenever you are retrieving the values, it can retrieve the values based on the index position also. But here, collection will be having the multiple subclasses like list, set, queue, right? In the array list only, which is the it will store based on the index positions. But if you take the linked list, the values will be stored based on the links. Okay, based on the links, it will be stored the values. So I would say at the time of a linked list, it will take some time to retrieve the values compared to arrays. That is the one drawback. So that's why here the difference is performance. With respect to performance, arrays recommended to use, but in case of with respect to performance, collections are not recommended to use. Collections are not recommended to use. Okay, next, fourth one, arrays can hold homogeneous data types. Homogeneous data types meaning any same data types, like same data types. If you declare with string, you can able to store the string values. If you can declare with int, you can able to store with the integer values only. But in case of collections, collections can hold homogeneous and heterogeneous. Both values it can hold. Both values it can hold. Next thing is, fifth point is data structure. Here we don't have any data structure, no underlying data structure. Hence, there is no ready-made method support. Okay, it doesn't maintain any data structure and it doesn't support any method support. So it will store the values based on the index positions. But in case of collections, so based on the data structure, hence it has the ready-made method support. It will be stored all the values based on the data structure. That is the first point. Second point is it is the ready-made method support. It is the ready-made method support. Okay. Sixth one. Sixth one is it can hold primitive data types and objects. It can hold only objects. So it support primitive data types, but it doesn't support primitive data types. It can support only non-primitive data types, meaning only objects. These are the major differences. Okay, in the interview perspective also, like the basic questions they will ask, like already we have the arrays, right? Like with the help of arrays also can able to store the homogeneous objects. So that homogeneous objects we had already done the discussion with in the part number one, collection framework part number one. Like by using arrays also we can store the homogeneous objects also. Only that main drawback is size. In the arrays, size is fixed. By using the arrays also we can store the homogeneous objects, so that we seen in the last session. Okay, only the drawback is size. To overcome that issue, we are using the collections. So collections is the advanced topic of the arrays only. Advanced topic of the arrays only. Here we have some drawbacks. To overcome those drawbacks, we will use the collection framework. We will use the collection framework. Okay. And here one more question is, what is the difference between the collection and collection framework? So collection basically, if you want to represent the group of object as a single entity, when we should go for the collections. When we should go for the collections. Collection framework meaning it defines several classes and interfaces to represent group of object as a single entity. Okay, so collection framework, and what is the difference between the collection and collection framework? Collection is the interface and which can be used to represent a group of objects as a single entity, whereas collections is the utility class present in the java.util package and to define several utility methods for the collection objects, for the collection object. Okay, next thing is collection is the interface, collections is the class. So don't confuse this one. Collections s class you can remember like that. Okay, collection is the interface, collections is the class. Okay, like that you can remember. Next thing is all the classes are available in java.util package, and then all the collection interfaces and collection class together as a collection framework. Under the collection, a collection is the interface, right? Collection is the interface. If you see the collection like in the interview perspective, they will they will compulsory ask, What is the difference between the collection and collections? Okay, if you're not confused in this area, so don't confuse. Collection is the interface, collections is the class. Okay, under the collection it is having subclasses. It is categorized into three categories. Okay, three are, first one is the list, set, and then queue. Okay, fourth one is the map. These three belong to one family, and this is belong to map hierarchy. This is the different one. So this is the different one. Okay, list, set, queue. Okay, the main purpose of list, set, queue, the main purpose is to store the group of objects only. Only we have the little differences. What is the little difference? So here, in case of list, it don't allow, it allow the duplicate values. In case of set, it doesn't allow the duplicate values. But here, in case of queue, it will follow the data structure. Okay, only the difference is that one. So we'll discuss one by one. First, list is the interface, right? This is the category is used to store a group of individual elements where the elements can be duplicated. Hmm. Next, list is an interface whose object cannot be created directly. Okay, to work with the category, we have to following the implementation class of the list. Like in the list is the interface, right? So list is having the four implementation classes. One is the array list, second one is the linked list, fourth one is the vector and stack. These two are legacy one. Legacy one meaning these two as introduced in JDK 1.2 actually. These two are legacy. Legacy meaning old one. Vector and stack is the old one. Array list and linked list is the latest one. Meaning 1.5 they has introduced these two, array list and linked list. But vector and stack is the old version. Okay, old one. These two are legacy ones. Legacy ones. Okay. So list interface is having the four implementation classes: array list, linked list, vector, and stack. Vector and stack. Okay. And next thing is set. Here the thing is we can allow the duplicate values also. Why? Because the data we can store based on the index positions. Right? Here the thing is index positions is that is the thing. But whatever the values we are storing, that is doesn't matter. You can take the duplicate values, you can take the null values, any value you can take. All the values will be stored on the based on the index positions. All the values based on the index positions. So if you want to store the duplicate values, if you want to store the null values, at the time you can go approach with lister. Okay, you don't want duplicate values and you don't want null, you don't want duplicate values. At the time you can go with setter. At the time you can go with setter. Okay, so this main purpose also the same. This is the category is used to store the group of individual elements, but the elements cannot be duplicated. The elements cannot be duplicated. Okay, next second point is set is an interface whose object cannot be created directly. Whose object is cannot be created directly. Okay, next fourth one is to work with uh, to work with this category, we have to use following the implementation classes of the setter. So under the set is the interface, right? This interface which is having implementation classes are like hasset, linked hasset, and tree set. Okay, these are the implementation classes of the setter. Next, we have the queue. So it is the category is used to hold the elements about the processed into FIFO. FIFO meaning first in, first out. First in, first out. First in, first out order. It is an order list of the object with its limited to inserting the elements at the end of a list and deleting the elements from the start of the list. It follows the FIFO or first in, first out principle. So in the queue where we have the priority queue and blocking queue. These two are the classes of the queue interface. Queue interface, okay? And the next, this is the maps. Maps you can store the values based on the key and value pair. key and value pair. Okay, this maps concept we will use in the JavaScript, front end like CSS, HTML as well. Like there also we will take attributes, right? So every attribute will be stored in the form of key and value pair only. Key value pair only. So maps concept is very very important. So coming days, like we will work on the mostly maps concepts. We will work these also, but maps will play very major role. Okay. This is the collection hierarchy, collection interface. Under the collection interface, we have the hierarchy are like set. This is the stereoscopes where we've seen some right arrow marks, right? So double arrow, right arrow marks is the stereoscopes. Okay, so which represent the that is belong to interface. Okay, collection is the interface, and the collection which is having the set interface, list interface, queue interface. Under the set interface, we have the classes are like hasset, linked hasset are the classes. Tset is also classes, and this is the I would say interface, shorted set, navigable set. These two are the interfaces. And again, under the list, we have the array list, vector, linked list, linked list. Okay, linked list it is also part of queue, priority queue. So this hierarchy is the different, and if you observe here, this hierarchy is the different. Like map interface, and then again the map is having the two interfaces. One is the shorted map, and second one is the navigable map, and it is having the subclasses are like hash table and hash map, linked hash map, and a tree map. Okay, tree map. This is the object hierarchy. So object is the parent of all the classes, right? Arrays superclass is the object, and collection superclass is also object. This is a simple diagram that differentiate between the arrays and collection also. Arrays superparent is the object, and collection superparent is also object. Collection superparent is also a parent. Okay. After that, we done the discussion with what does it mean by list interface and what are the methods we have in the list interface. We had done the discussion with list interface as well. Okay. So the first thing is uh, it is the child interface of the collection, right? So first, this is the parent, and this one is the child. Okay, so the same point he is telling, it is the child interface of the collection interface. Collection interface. Okay, if you want to represent a group of individual objects where duplicates are allowed and insertion part order is preserved, then we should go with the list. Only 2 points: duplicates. Second one is the insertion order. Insertion order is preserved. Only 2 points: duplicates allowed, and next point is the insertion order is allowed. So that is the, if you are working, that is the requirement. Then at the time you can go with the list. At the time you can go with the list. Okay. So under this list, whatever the classes, all the classes will perform the same thing. Will perform the same thing. Like all the classes will allow the duplicate values, and all the classes will follow the insertion order. Follow the insertion order. Okay. Next thing here it is, insertion order is preserved. Next thing is, we can differentiate duplicate objects. We can maintain insertion order by means of index, as the index plays a very important role in the list. Index positions already you know, like all the elements will be stored based on the index positions, like index position 0, index position 1, index position 2, index position 3, like that. So all the elements can able to store based on the index positions. Okay, that's where we can store the duplicate values also. We can store the duplicate values also. So these are the some methods: add method, add all method, get method, remove method, set method, next index of method, lost index method, list iterator method, list iterator method. So these are the methods are available in the list interface. We will use while writing the array list, while writing the linked list. We will use those methods, and then we can on the data. Array list. So array list is the class. So the first point is array list is the implementation class of collection interface. Collection interface. Okay. And then second thing is underlying data structure is resizable. Resizable meaning, for example, the array is filled with some values like 5 values, 10 values. If you want to add the like 2 3 more values at the time, the size it will be increased automatically. The size will be increased automatically. So that is the advantage with array list. Okay. Next point is duplicates are valued, and then insertion order is preserved. Heterogeneous objects are allowed. Heterogeneous objects is allowed all the collection framework. So this is point is common for all the points. This point is common for all the classes available on the collection interface. Okay, and null insertion is possible. Null insertion is possible. Only the main purpose is duplicate objects are allowed, and insertion order is preserved. So these are the some this is the predefined class, right? If you want to use the predefined class, you can create the object. So with that object, so every object will maintain copy of the instance variables, right? So by using predefined methods, we are adding the some data to the object, to the reference variable by using add, and some predefined methods will be there. Add, remove, delete, clear, is empty. So last index of, by using those methods, we can perform the data on the, we can perform the operations on the data. We can perform the operations on the data. Okay. So we had done with, in the last session we had done with the array list, right? So the thing here it is array list, internally it will follow the array data structure. Values will be stored on the based on the index positions. We can retrieve the values on the based on the index position. But in case of linked list, it will be the data will be stored based on the link format. Link format. Okay, I will show you first. We'll see the some points about the linked list. So the first, the all the points are common. So basically, collection is the very easy topic actually. Only little difference will be there. We need to understand the difference. That is enough. Okay. Now the thing is only the difference here it is the data will be stored in the form of link format. I will show you how the data will be stored. Link format, I will show you that one. So linked list is the one of the implementation class of the collection interface. Okay. And then second point is underlying data structure is the double linked list. Double linked list that I will show you. And then the next thing is our frequent operation is insertion or deletion in the middle of the, in the middle, then linked list is the best choice. Okay. Next point is our frequent operation is retrieval, then the linked list is the not best option. Duplicate objects are allowed, insertion is preserved. See, these points is common. Heterogeneous, null insertion, these all points are common. Only the difference is the data will be stored in the based on the linked by using the linked double linked list. Double linked list. I will show you how the double linked list will be there. I will take the MS Paint and then I will show you how the links will be there. For example, your requirement is you want to store the like the student marks like 80, 85, 70 like that. So what will happen when you go approach with the linked list? I will show you through the, I will take the MS Paint. For example, the requirement is you want to store the student marks. So initially you should create object for linked list, right? New linked list. So what will happen? The object got created inside the heap memory, right? So we cannot reuse this object anywhere. So that's where this object we will store in some reference variable. Okay, I am mentioning some LL or anything. This reference data type is the linked list. This reference data type is the linked list. Okay, fine. Now every object will maintain copy of the instance variables. Okay, if I want to store the values, collection framework, this is the framework, right? Framework meaning already some ready-made methods and some ready-made methods are available. I will use those methods, and with the help of those methods I can add the data, I can retrieve the data. Okay, so where we have the some. So initially, for example, if I add the values like this, ll dot add, for example, the student marks are, I would say, 80, and then ll dot add some 85. Okay, next ll dot add some 90. Okay, ll dot add some 95. Then what will happen internally? So whenever you are created the object, the it will be created inside like this linked format. The box will be there. It should be like this. Like for example, I'm taking the data 80, 85, next 90, 95, some 96. Okay, so this is the first data, right? So the connection between first data and second data in the form of link format, in the form of links, in the form of links. Okay, here also same, in the form of links, in the form of links. So at the time of retrieving the data, compared to index positions, it will take lot some time. It will take some time to retrieve the data. It will take some time to retrieve the data. For example, in between 90 to 95, if I want to add the 92 value, then in that case, what will happen generally? So my requirement is I need to store some 92 value. What will happen? Basically, that's the 92 value, and then the links. So before, this is the first case. In the first case, the links are connected like this. When I'm adding the 92 in between the 90 and 95, so the links will replace to like this 92, and then it will be connected to the next node like this, the next node like this. So this is also called as node. Okay, this is also called as. So basically, in the linked list, it will be followed double linked list data structure. Double linked list data structure. Okay, in the double linked data structure, the data will be stored in this format. The data will be stored in this format. But in case of array list, the data will be stored in the form of arrays. It will be stored in case of array list. This is the in case of array list. Okay, the data will be stored based on the index positions. For example, 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, some 90, 1, 2, 3. Okay, in case of array list, the data will be stored in this format. In case of a linked list, the data will be stored in this format. In this format, remaining things all are same. Why the performance is slow? Because this is linked format. This is the linked format. So compared to performance wise, this is the recommended one. This is not at all recommended. Performance wise, this is the recommended one. Okay, for example, the whenever retrieving the data, it will be print very speedily, but it will take some time. It will take some time. Okay, so performance wise, array list is the recommended one. Remaining points are the same, like whatever the points are in the array list, remaining all the points are the same. All the points are the same. Only the difference is it will follow index positions. Here it will follow, I would say, double linked list. Okay. So this point is, if you want to add the middle values, this linked list is the best one. So this is the if you want to add the some values. So if you are trying to add the values will be stored like this. The values will be stored like this. Okay, the values will be stored like this. So remaining points all are the same. So like duplicate values are allowed, insertion border is preserved, heterogeneous objects are allowed, null insertion is possible, and then the next thing is implements seriable and clonable interface but not random access. So remaining all the points are same. Okay, so I will show you. We'll take one example and then we'll show you. The same array list, and how you done the program with array list, the same with linked list also. The same you can done with the linked list also. I will open Eclipse and then I will show you. Here I'm take here I will take one more file. Okay, linked list is a predefined class, right? If I want to include the predefined class, I will take the linked list. So you can take a linked list, and then you can look for the sessions linked list, and then new linked list. You can take the main method, and inside the main method you can take the object. So main method. Okay, so new linked list. Import the package. You should import java.t package, and then this one you can store in some reference variable name. The reference variable name you can mention any name. So in my case I am mentioning it linked list. Linked list is the class name. And if I click on the ll dot, so these are all the methods. Add is the method which is used to add the elements. So I'm click on it, and I'm storing some values. You can store any values, like which is like a homogeneous or heterogeneous, and I'm storing the values ll dot add, and here also I'm storing some value which is string value I'm storing. Okay, and then similarly here I will mention some double value. Okay, here I will mention some. Okay, this is the data you can assume. Okay, and then if I save this one, and if you want to print this data, then simply you can take this out statement, and this one you can pass, like I'll show you. Simply you can take this out statement, and then you can pass LL, and then you can save those from, and then you can run that one. So you're getting all the data, right? How the values are adding, meaning how the values are inserted, it is printing the same way. First one you inserted 90, and then next one you inserted Java, and third one you inserted third one, and fourth one you inserted. So how you are inserting the values? It is retrieving the values same way. It is retrieving the values same way. Okay, and we have the method that is add all method. Add all method basically, for example, LL is the reference variable. It is holding these all the data. If I want to add these all the data to any other reference variable, in the time you can use the add all. For example, here I will create one more, that is the array list. Also I will create new array list, okay, and then here I would say I will mention AL, and this data type is array list. This data type is array list. We need to import the array list java.util package. Okay. Now, if I try to print the array list, sysout statement, and then AL, I'm saving this one, and then if I try to print this one, if you observe here, this is empty, right? This array list is the empty. So I don't want empty. I want to print the same values which are available in the LL. In that case, what you should do, simply I would say ll dot al dot add all. You can pass the ll. So add all is the method which is used to add the all the methods to the next reference variable. Okay, so I'm saving this one. Okay, and then control S, and then you click on the run. Now if you observe, all the values are coming. All the values are coming. Okay, not only this one. Okay, if you want to remove, at the time you can mention with the removal. Removal. If you mention with removal, then all the elements will be gone. All the elements will be gone. For example, remove dot al dot, where you have the remove, remove all. I'm mentioning it with the remove all. Remove all. Okay, so here I would like to mention the same thing, system dot, and then here I will pass al. Okay, I'm saving this one, and then if I click on it, so all the elements will be removed. All the elements will be removed. Got it right? So add all, remove all, and the next thing here it is. So only if you want to add the all the whatever the data which is available in this reference variable, if you want to add all the data to the any other reference variable, you can go with add all. If you want to remove, you can go with remove all. Okay, you can go with the remove all. Okay, fine. So this is clear. So am I remove this one also? So remaining methods are same, like whatever the methods we have done in the array list, the remaining methods all are the same. Like simply click on it, you will get the suggestions. In the suggestion box, all the elements are available. All the elements are available. Okay. If you want to clear, you can clear, and if you want to add based on the index positions, you can add. This is the add method. Next thing is clear method, is empty method, contains method. So contains method, it will return the boolean. Contains method, it will return the boolean. Based on the data, it will check on the reference variable. It is available, it is tell, it will give the true. If it is not there, it will return the false. It will return the false. Okay. Is empty method, last index of method. We have the list iterator. So these are the methods like in the last session, whatever the method, the same methods here also contains of. For example, if I want to know like some Java, so at the time you can go with, and then this you can mention inside the sysout block. You can take the sysout block, and then you can take the sysout block, and then here you can pass the, and then it will return true or false. It will return true or false. It will true, and it will contain the data. It will return the true. For example, if I give any other data, okay, if I save this one, if I run this one, we're getting, okay, these are the methods. You can practice with the methods. So remaining one we will see in the next session. Next thing, vector and stack, they both are deprecated one actually. In case of vector also, we will use add method only for adding the data. For example, so if you see, vector is the implemented class of list interface, which is used to store the group of individual objects where the duplicate values are allowed. Okay, vector is exactly similar to array list, but array list is not a synchronized, where the vector is the synchronized. Synchronized meaning thread safe. Only one person can able to access at a time. Okay, only one person. Synchronized meaning only one person can able to access at a time. For example, like the bus ticket will be there, right? So whenever you are seeing there, it will show some available seats, booked seats. So if it is not a synchronized, one seat might be tried to book multiple persons. So in case of booking one person, in case of booking two, three members the same seat, then what will happen? So the same time, three persons will came to the bus and three persons trying to uh, like use that seat. Then what will happen? That is, so some war will be done, right? So some war will the fight between the fight between the persons, right? So that's why. So always movie ticket, bus tickets. So these all are synchronized only. Only one person at a time can book the ticket. If it is booked, then it will be blocked. Okay, it will be blocked that person. Array list is the not synchronized, vector is the synchronized. That is the only difference. Remaining thing is the same. All the methods you can able to use in case of vector also. In case of vector also, for example, simply can take the vector. Vector is also predefined class, and you can mention with the vector. You can import the vector.util.java, and then you can store this one in some reference variable. The reference variable name you can give anything. Okay, here you can add the values v dot add. You can give some any values. You can give the string values, any values you can give. Like I'm giving some, hmm, not only string. You can give all the values. V dot. Only the difference between array list and this one is the it is only this is the synchronized. That is not synchronized. Okay, remaining things are the same. Here you can take the some any other colors. Okay, and then if I want to print this one, I am taking the source statement, and then I will mention the reference variable v, and then if I copy this one, and then if I run this one, you are getting the values. You are getting the values. Okay, so the remaining methods, size method, contains method, all the methods we can utilize in vector also. Next one is the stack. Basically, it will follow the mechanism is first point is stack is the child class of the vector and implements of the list interface. Okay. Second point is stack store the group of objects by using the mechanism called LIFO. LIFO meaning last in first out. Last in first out meaning if you are searching in the Chrome browser. So for example, you are looking some like website names, anything, right? So whatever you are looking in the last time, so that is visible in the first. It will follow. It will follow LIFO data structure. It will follow LIFO data structure. Okay, LIFO meaning last in first out. It means last inserted element that deleted the first. So here how the data structure should be normally in case of stack, we can assume we have the some drum. We can assume this is the drum and here we have some values. This is the drum. We can assume this is the drum. Here we have the some values. The values are like some I'm taking some Java is the string. Okay, and then I am taking some values 80. Okay, next 85. These are the values. So if you want to store these values, we need to push these values. Okay, first you should push the Java. Okay, and then after this is completed, next you can take the 80 number and this one you can push. You will push like this. Okay, so this is filled with 80 and then you can push with 85 and then you can push with 85. So this is the thing which is happens in case of stack. Okay, stack. We will push the values. We will push the values. You can assume this is the drum. We are pushing the values. We are pushing the values. Okay, the same way we have the push method. With the help of push method, we can store the values. So here I'm taking the new stack. Then you can import. You can store this one in some reference variable, and then now you can add the values. S dot add the same. Here you can give any values Java and then S dot add can give some numbers. Can give some numbers, some 95, anything, any numbers. Okay, that not add push method here. S dot push. Here also S dot push. And then you can store the values sysouts statement and you can take the then S and then you can save that one and you can print the data. Print the data. Only the difference is we are pushing the values here, but in case of remaining array list, linked list, we are adding the values one by one. We are adding the values one by one. So the data structure stack will follow before data structure, and next to the one vector will follow the array data structure only, but that is the synchronized. Array list is not synchronized. Only that is the differences. Remaining methods are can use all the subclasses. Okay. Stop the live.